Hi everyone, art journal page today. I'm working in this art journal that I made from gluing papers from a paper pad back to back, and I even use the back of the paper pad because I like this color to use. I covered this side because I already have something there. We've done this on one of the lives, so just so we won't be distracted. And I want to create a background from magazine pages. So I've got this magazine. Thank you, Betty, for sending this to me. And I want to create something interesting from this. I really like the colors, and I thought that I can take these 2 pages. Where is my cutter? Here we go. Just take these 2 pages, and I want to create tiles out of them. They're interesting enough, and I'm hoping that each square will be a tile on this page. So got 2 of this. I'm just aligning the straight edges and not what I've cut, which is not straight. And I'm going to take a cutting board. I already have here some squares, and I also got this, and I can decide the size of the squares. These look great to me, so I'm thinking that I will go with that. First of all, I want to trim this line that is not straight. So I'm just going to, well, this cutting board is a little bit small, so let's do this, at least for cutting. Okay, so I'm just aligning the page with the lines here on the cutting mat just to make my life easier. And now I'm just going to trim here. I probably won't need the whole thing to cover my page, but that's okay. Okay, so I also have a square punch, but I thought I'll just show how to do it without, because not everyone has one. So I'm just taking a pencil and I'm marking the squares, and I also need to mark here. Well, I can squeeze in 4 squares here, so that's good. Okay, so let's see. Once again, just aligning with the lines on the mat. Of course, if you've got a, what's it called, paper cutter, also can be used. think I'll leave this for now and just go and start trimming here to make my squares. I hope I can manage all of them in one go. Like so. Yay! Okay. So I've got some squares to play with, and what I'm thinking is going about it like this and putting some space in between and just play with all the different shapes, colors that I have on each tile, for that matter, each square, to make my background like this. So just going to put them down and stick them. So it's going to be very boring to do that. I'll just take one glue stick so you will see what I'm doing. The rest of the stuff I will just do off camera, like so. I already have in mind a focal point, and it will be probably here at the center, but I'm thinking of covering the whole page with the tiles, and whatever gets covered gets covered. So this is not going to be symmetrical, as you can see, but that's okay. I'll just continue and do the rest of the page, and I'll also go and put some sticking out and trim later. Like so. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to work on this and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got my tiles. Took me some time to glue this all and trim it. Now I want to add some kind of more dimensionality to the tiles. I'm going to use this 10B pencil and this white pencil just to make some shadows and highlights, and on each tile I'm just going to go at the bottom with the dark graphite pencil, like so, and I am just going to smear it a little bit with my finger. Now you can use pencils, you can use oil pastels, chalk pastels, anything goes. You can also use crayons if that's what you have. Now I'm going very lightly. I'm not sure how much of it you can see, but it's here. I am going to demonstrate it also with some, let's use some crayons just so you can see better. So I've got white and I've got black, And I can go again, just putting down a little bit at the bottom, like so, some at the top. I'm not doing it too hard, too much, and I'm just smearing with my finger. If you don't like it, you can use Q-tip to smear whatever you used on your tiles, or if you have a blender stump like this can also be used for smearing whatever medium you used for it. And if you want a more visible highlights, then go with markers. So that's what I'm going to do on all the tiles. I'll leave it for later. Now I want to go and start on my focal point. So the focal point, the whole thing started with this piece I have left from a paper napkin, which I wanted to use. And it's already cut here, so I don't have the whole thing, the whole flowers. And I was like trying to find out how to use it in a page, and what I came out with is just letting it stay as a rectangle, and I'm going, of course, and trim it here. Now when I want to cut a paper napkin in straight lines without damaging the paper napkin, what I do is I use a rotary cutter instead of just a plain cutter. Here we go. Oops. And it doesn't work always. Don't know why. Maybe I need to replace the blade. Okay, that's good enough. And what I want to do, I want to create a crackle effect at the background. So this is just white Bristol paper. I took it just because it's a little bit thicker than a plain printer paper, so it would be easier to work with. And I'm just marking the outer placement of my paper napkin. That's the area I'm going to create the crackle effect. And let's see, just marking. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just don't want to waste my time and paint on all the page, just what will be at the back of the paper napkin. So I'm taking a dark blue acrylic paint. Let's put it here, and I'm just going to go all over the rectangle. That's the first layer, and that's what is going to be seen as a crackle underneath whatever paint I'm going on top. And I go always with darker color at the bottom and lighter color on top. Now it doesn't even have to be acrylic paint. You can color with markers if that's what you want, the first layer, not the next one. Okay. I'm just going to use a heat tool so we can move forward mostly dry. I'm taking plain white glue, and now you can play with it. You can put only in several places glue. That's where the crackle is going to appear. You can go all over. You can use only one direction to smear the glue, and then your cracks will be, if I will go like this with the glue, most of the crackle will be from top to bottom, and if I'll go all direction, I will have all kinds of crackles. I'm going all over the rectangle, and whatever will be more a lot of glue makes a bigger crackle, less glue, lighter, a smaller crackle. I'm just playing with it so it won't be too consistent, like so. And now I need to leave it be to almost completely dry. We are waiting for this to be let's say tacky, but not absolutely dry. And when it's tacky, then we are going to go over with the next layer. I'm thinking of using, I thought about white, but and it won't be too aggressive. It would be very subtle because there is a lot on this paper napkin and less white. So, but I still am going to use this cream color instead of white on top of this. However it will show, and I'm not overly concerned about it. So I'm waiting for this to be a little bit dry, and while I'm doing that, I'll just put the highlights and the shadow on my tiles. And as you can see, I'm not too worried about being precise. I'm just putting it there. So very easy. And of course you can do this kind of background with whatever you have. It doesn't have to be a magazine pages. If you want, use your painty collage papers. You can use maps, book pages, whatever you have to create an interesting background. I think I won't smear it. I think I like it like this. Yeah. You can also decide to do just highlight or just shadow at the bottom. It doesn't have to be both. It's up to you to decide what will work for you. There's some fierce wind outside. I don't know if you can hear it. The weather just gone crazy. Okay, let's see. So, shadowing. Now the shadow. I'll just go with the crayon, and that's that. I think because the black is more a precise, more visible, I'll do some blending. The white, I think I'll just leave it as is. And maybe I'll go, I'm thinking of going over everything with either glue or some water-based varnish. I don't know why I feel like this page needs some, the background needs some, not in terms of sealing it, just in terms of making it look more cohesive. In terms of textures, because the magazine page is one texture, the background, the brown paper is another texture, and I've got also these crayons, so I'm thinking going over them either just by glue or some water-based varnish. Did I miss any tile? And here, yeah, okay. So I think I'll just grab a Q-tip for the black, to smear the black. This is almost ready to work, almost, not completely. I didn't want to get my finger in, but it just smears better. What can I say? So I'm going to go all over this, and when I'm finished I'll come back and for this. Okay, so that's the tiles. I finished with them. That's what I'm going to put on the background of the paper napkin. Now, as you can see, there are areas that look wet, but they are almost dry. I'm leaving it as is. It's through time you will learn how to do it to your liking. If you like small crackles, large crackles, how much time to wait. And now I'm going to do the second layer. Now this is the cream acrylic paint. I'm taking a soft brush with a lot of paint, because what I want to do, I want to go over all of this with as less disturbing as I can to the wet glue. So going over, and again you can decide on one direction with the paint or all kinds, really up to you how you go about it. So I'm just covering everything with the cream color, and the only thing I'm trying to do is put a very thick layer so I won't disturb the glue underneath. And then we need to take a heat tool to it, because that's what will create the crackles. The crackles are forming just from the fact that it's two different materials, the acrylic paint and the glue, and each one basically dries in a different time than the other. So that's what makes the crackles. Need more paint. Almost done. Yeah. Okay. So heat tool. You see, they're already starting to form. Okay, I'm going to continue. There's a lot of paint, so it will take time, and when it's dry, I'll come back. Just so you can see from closer. Yeah. Okay, so time to glue the paper napkin. I'm using my glue for paper napkins, which is 2/3 white glue and 1/3 water. And I'm using a flat soft brush. I'm going all over here with the glue. Like so. And I'm going to place my paper napkin. Here we go. And now I'm going to go on top of it. I'm starting from the center towards the outside, and with the flat of the brush with lots of glue, just so you won't drag your paper napkin and tear it apart. It will take a lot of time to dry, but then again it won't tear on you. Just making it glide. Don't know how much of the wrinkles the crackle will show. As I said, there is a lot going on here, but I tried to add something to the background of this. And what's great about paper napkins is the white areas, especially the white areas, become translucent or transparent once everything dries. Okay, so now this needs to be dry completely before I cut it and create my focal point here. So I'll be back. Okay, so this is dry. I cut it down. Some of the crackles are showing through. I like the texture I've got here from the visual texture from the wrinkles and also the paper napkin. If you could touch it, it really is great. I don't know how to explain it. Now what I'm doing, I've taken another white Bristol paper and I'm just going to create a passepartout white frame to this. I'm just gonna mark it. And let's see. I'm making a mess as usual. So because I hate measuring, I'm just aligning with the lines on the mat. Here we go. Okay. And I've got my glue gun here just because I want it to be fast. I'm also planning on adding some more embellishment, so that's why I got my glue gun. Oh, now I'm making a mess. Now I'm making a mess because I didn't have the patience. Yeah, making a mess. Okay, I'll just use another glue. That's what happens when I'm trying to be quick about something. Okay, so I've got this, which I really like, and now I'm going to put it here. For this I can just put some dots from the glue gun and be done with it. So everything is in place, and now what I wanted to do is add some more flowers because that's not my natural thing, symmetry and straight lines, and I feel the need to break it. So I've got some I don't know what to call it, fake flowers that I thought maybe I can do something with it. Just play with the pieces. Like so. And let's see. Yes, something like that. Okay, let's see. I don't have a lot of turquoise, so I'll have to manage somehow. Yeah, let's put it here, and do I have a smaller one? Yay, yeah. Here we go. So I'm just going to play with it. Here we go. Another one. And I still want some kind of dot at the middle of some of this. We'll see. Let's take another. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to do the same thing over and over again, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is finished. I just kept gluing flowers. The only thing I've done more is just put inside each flower this flatbed pearlescent, whatever, a bling, and I found some more flowers to put here, and that's that. So just magazine pages and a piece of paper napkin, and there you go. So thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.